Universal Studios Florida is in the news lately, perhaps not for the reason that they would hope to be. No. They are being told that, hey, Universal Studios, their attendance is down just like the Walt Disney World Resort. But no, I'm here to tell you folks, it is not at all the same. And in fact, attendance being down at Universal Studios Florida right now is an indicator of something good. It is the exact opposite of Disney. You may say to yourself, Pro, what in the world are you talking about? Well, that just means you need to stick around right now. All right, folks, happy day and welcome back. What a joy it is to get to talk with each and every one of you. We have an attitude of gratitude here on this channel, and we appreciate you giving us your time. We know it's valuable, and we endeavor to explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. Joining me again for part 2 of this look into the major theme parks of Central Florida and their attendance being down is the one and only, the beautiful and wonderful Lorena Creole. Lorena, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pro. Glad to be back.
Happy to have you yet again. And folks, if you've not seen the first part of this, go check out where we talk about the lower Disney World attendance. Today we're talking about Universal Studios and its lower attendance, this time not for the same kind of reason. In terms of Walt Disney World, it seems to be that they have monetized the parks to the point that customers no longer want to go in. They don't care to have their wallets separated from their bodies so that Disney can pull out every dollar and dime they have. But at Universal Studios, things are not quite the same. Now, folks, if you like content like this, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Today, we begin our journey with Travel Weekly, and this one by Jamie Biasiata. Okay, I'm going to assume it might be Jaime, but it's Biasiata, I believe. Attendance decrease at Universal Orlando Parks called a rebalancing. Let's take a look at what they say here. Attendance at Universal Orlando theme parks was down in the second quarter compared to a year earlier. Executives at parent company Comcast attributed the downswing to two factors: an extraordinary period of attendance last year, now that's the same thing we heard out of Disney, and consumers once again cruising and traveling internationally. Comcast CFO Jason Armstrong said 2022 attendance was unprecedented at the Orlando parks. Attendance in this year's Q2 was more in line with 2019. Armstrong said during Comcast's Q2 earnings call Thursday, while attendance was down, revenue was substantially ahead of 2019, Armstrong said. Now, again, this looks very much like the report that we got out of the Walt Disney World Resort from Bob Iger. In fact, even the reasons seem to be very similar. And folks, I think that's for a reason. I think that Bob Iger heard what they had to say and thought, you know what, let's parrot that. That sounds pretty good. But Lorena, I'm here to say that I think Comcast should have been more aggressive in presenting why their parks are down in attendance, and not dramatically, not as much as Disney, but slightly. Mm-hmm. And so let me give you my thesis here, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong. But Universal Studios has a very big addition coming. Disney World does not, but Universal Studios does. And that major addition is a huge theme park, a massive theme park, a theme park that is far larger than the Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios at Disney World. It's Epic Universe. And when Epic Universe arrives on the scene, it's bringing a castle with it, Peach's Castle. Mario is moving in with Super Nintendo World. And we're going to get all kinds of other IPs, including Harry Potter, including How to Train Your Dragon coming to this, hotels, all the works. I'm here to say, Lorena, that I think that Universal Studios' downward attendance this quarter, I think is due to international and long-range domestic guests. We're talking about guests who don't live in Florida, perhaps don't live in Georgia. We're talking about longer-range guests deciding, hey, let's wait until that Epic Universe park opens before we go to Universal. Because Universal now is a vacation destination just like Disney. People are planning to go to only Universal. Well, if you're only going to Universal for your big vacay, why not wait until Epic Universe is there and you can go do the Mario Kart and the Donkey Kong coaster and How to Train Your Dragon and the dueling coasters and all of that? Why not wait until that happens? I think that's what we're seeing in mass. What make of you this?
I wholeheartedly agree with you, Pro. I have noticed that the Universal crowds aren't as large as they used to be, but from my observation, a lot of people are there or that are going are local. Now, in opposition to Disney, with Universal, admission prices are very reasonable. There's always some kind of special that's running, like buy 2 days, get 3 days free. There's Florida resident specials. Their hotels are, discounted. Their value hotels are literally value hotels. You can stay there for about a little bit over $100, on the value resorts. The pass holders, annual pass holders, they treat us like royalty. They're even bringing, a night back that they had for the pandemic just for pass holders. There's all kinds of pass holder swag and perks, and just so much value, when you go. So yeah, crowds are down, a little bit. It doesn't seem that way when you're in any of the Harry Potter sections, because they're always crowded. But word about Epic Universe is getting out, and I drive by Epic Universe pretty much every time I leave Universal Orlando. I live fairly close to it, and the construction is amazing. People are excited. Once people pretty much heard that Universal Studios Hollywood got Super Nintendo World and it opened, of course, after the one in Japan, where's the next one going to be? Orlando. So I do believe people are definitely holding out to go to Epic Universe because, like you said, Pro, it is huge. It is bigger than both Islands of Adventure and the studios park put together. It is amazing to, just amazing to see just the coasters and everything, arising. And not only that, but its location is crazy convenient. It's near, the International Drive corridor, hotels where you can literally walk to Epic Universe if you needed to. So the value is built in, and it's going to be amazing. Everybody talks about it pretty much. When's Epic Universe coming? They see it coming. People see the videos, like Braden from Mickey Views does videos where it shows like a construction that's going on. Bio Reconstruct on Twitter. I think he's got like a
You're
helicopter or
shouting out some
something.
of my favorite people out there, Braden and Reconstructs, or Bio Reconstruct. So thank you for shouting them out.
Oh,
We recommend people go check those out as well. But yeah, and good vibes also. We'd like to send to Bio Reconstruct.
yes, yes, definitely, definitely. I can't believe he's still doing all this stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad he is, and just with all of that hype going on and people seeing it and people seeing what's being built, not being built at a snail's pace as Disney's been doing it, but they are just putting this stuff up. And if I'm an international visitor, or like say I'm a visitor from the Northeast, it's kind of like, we can wait, save the
Yeah,
money, and go
absolutely.
back and do it big.
So, Lorena, let's talk a moment about current comparisons, I guess, between Disney World and Universal Studios. Then you're in the parks all the time. It's what you're covering for YouTube. You do an awesome job of it. You're in the Disney parks. You see how people are reacting. Of course, over there, you have an unprecedented level of monetization. People get in through the turnstiles, and it's just the beginning of their money being separated from them. At Universal Studios, though, what is the comparison in terms of smiles, the fun factor, the happiness of families? Can you tell an atmospheric difference in the crowds at Disney World versus the crowds at Universal, or is there even a demographic change?
There's a demographic change slightly. It seems to be more locals. Although I will say, what I've observed constantly is that there are more locals that go to Universal because one, it is less expensive to go to. So I've seen that happen. At Disney, people are mostly in their phones thanks to, you know, the
Yep, one of
app,
my least
thanks
favorite things right
to
now. I despise it.
it's just a pain. It's like you need to use it, for everything. But Universal, you get there, guess what? You park in the garage, covered parking. Wow, that's nice. Go down the escalator or on the walkway. Boom, you're at security. You get through security. Boom, guess what? You're at Universal City Walk. So you're already immersed in all this great stuff that you can do, for free. People are in a hurry to get into the park. It makes it very easy, but folks are usually happy. They're not, stuck in their phone unless they're doing a mobile order for something or checking time. So for the most part, people are walking around, enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying the entertainment. Um, and the team members, I have to say, they're usually more often than not like, you having fun today? You having a great time today? And I'm just like, I can't remember a cast member really asking me that. I mean, they used to, but not as frequently. But at Universal, that seems to be what they're interested in. Are you having fun? The kids are meeting the DreamWorks characters, and it's so funny. They absolutely love it. They love meeting the characters. Minions Land opened. That's a family people eater right there, because kids go, they love the Minions. Minion Blast is open. That takes a bunch of people that go in, and it's just a fun time for everybody. So most of the folks that I see walking around Universal, they seem very happy, to be there, just enjoying everything that's going on, and it seems to be a much happier group of people, and also not really any derogatory remarks about the cost of everything. It seems mostly shut up and
How
take
about
my
that?
money, because there's more stuff that you want, and it's
Right,
really
right.
cool merch, that you want. But yeah, that's the difference. There's an abject difference between when I go to Disney and the atmosphere there, and then when I go to Universal and the atmosphere there.
And folks, we're not here to tell you that everything at Disney is terrible and everything at
No.
Universal is great. That's not the case. And there is fun to be had in Walt Disney World. There is fun to be had in Universal, and in both places there's room for criticism for sure. But I just want to walk through sort of an objective. Here's how things start off when you go to the park for the experience. And I think after we walk through this objectively, it's it's easy to see the problem. Okay, and this may tell us why when Universal opens Epic Universe, attendance is going to explode, and Disney has no response. They have Tiana's Bayou Adventure replacing Splash Mountain, which may actually irritate people more than it makes them happy. But just compare these. Okay, so you go to Universal, right? You get in
Hmm.
the parking garage. It's
Hmm.
Florida, so that's really nice because your car is going to be in the shade. You get on a moving sidewalk, right? That's great because you're going to walk plenty that day. You're going to walk 30 to 40,000 steps. So it's nice to have a moving sidewalk both when you arrive and even more when you exit. You
Hmm.
go through security, which is far more convenient than Disney security for reasons that we won't get into here. And then you go through the turnstiles and you're done. You're in Universal. Let's compare that to the experience of going to the Magic Kingdom. At the Magic Kingdom, you go to a giant open parking lot. Then you wait in line for a tram. You get on the tram, you get off the tram, you get in line for security. It is highly intrusive, and depending on your luck of the draw, you may have to be standing there going through something that's more akin to what you would find at an airport or worse. You go through security, you get in line for a monorail. After you get on the monorail, you get off, you get in line to go through the turnstiles. You go through the turnstiles, and oh boy, now it's time to hop on your phone because you've got to get your mobile orders ready. You've got to get your Lightning lanes. You've got to get your Genie Plus. And oh, now that you're on your phone, here are all the text messages from all the places, including work, who are contacting you and you didn't want to be reminded about, but now you're stuck doing them. That is the difference. And I don't understand how the people at Disney got so confused, except that they were just too greedy. But Universal is doing it right. And I think that's why Universal is going to be just fine. The lower attendance, I think, is people holding off, waiting for the big one so they can do their full family vacation with all of the parks. Not now, when Epic Universe is not yet open. Lorena, final thoughts on this one?
Wow. I mean, I think people really are just waiting for Epic Universe. It's unlike any park that we've seen in Orlando. The hype is well justified. But in the meantime, the people who are going to Universal are, they're having a good time. They're having a good experience for the money. And yeah, I agree.
All right,
Epic
Lorena,
Universe is the big thing.
tell people where they can find you on this great big beautiful web out there.
Well, folks, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, and of course, you can find me on YouTube for various live streams and videos about pop culture, sci fi analysis, and of course, theme park live streams and videos.
Absolutely. I highly recommend folks go make sure you are subscribed, especially if you have interest in the theme parks. And Lorena, is that a poster of Storm from the X-Men behind you?
Yes, it is actually. It looks like a poster, but it is actually art composed of very, very small wax beads put together to come up with a poster size image of Storm. And this was actually given to me by one of my viewers, a Polynesian minion. She put it together by hand. It was so gorgeous when I got it. I'm like, I have to
Well,
display
can I
it.
just say that I was going to brag about that? I had never noticed that. And I was going to just say, what a stunning piece of art that is behind you. Now that I know that it is made up of such intricate pieces put together to create that. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful comic book inspired mosaic you have back there. And wow, I am so impressed. Who is the viewer who made that again?
Her name is a Polynesian minion. Yes.
Wow. Well,
Mhm.
kudos to her. That is just fantastic. I mean, that is way above and beyond what you just see in normal life. Fantastic. Well, Lorena, thank you so much for being here, folks. If you have not yet seen part one, where we talk about the Walt Disney World Resort and its lower attendance and why that is, well, categorically different, make sure you go check out that video. I think you're really going to enjoy it. We have been streaming significantly over the last 48, 72 hours. Folks, we did the Valiant Renegade show, doing the earnings call live. We did something like 6 hours there. We did an hour of pre-earnings call reporting on my channel. Then we did something like 4.5, 5 hours of streaming on my channel for the pro show. The response from all of you out there has been tremendous. We are just so amazed and so thrilled with how much you all are enjoying what we're doing. We're going to keep up that kind of work ethic. But folks, we're kind of happy it's the weekend too. But we'll be putting out more videos, and Pro's Voice will try to hang in there as we go into the weekend. But we always know that those earnings calls are going to be a big deal, and we have more to analyze. We've been analyzing the side of Disney Plus, Hulu, the financials. Today it was all about the parks. We've got more stuff coming, and I believe we'll even have Script Doctor on soon. He is of the opinion that Disney Plus is not dying, and he's ready to push back against what I and Jonas had to say in yesterday's video. So hang tight, folks. If you like content like this, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Do you think we're right? Do you think we're wrong about Universal Studios? Are we just shilling for Universal, and are we just trying to kill poor old Disney over there who's doing nothing wrong? Let us know. We are happy to take the criticism, the feedback. We love it. And folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and no matter what, keep having fun.
I thought that chicken tacos were better than the rest.
Are you ready for perfect, authentic Mexican cooking just like your mama used to make? Come on down to Mexican Iron Man's Rabbit Chicken Tacos and Lawn Care Services, where not only do you get the freshest in Mexican cuisine, but you also get a fresh cut lawn. And don't forget to check out our second location, wherever the police have not yet run the van away from.
Mexican Iron Man, rabbit chicken tacos, and lawn care services.
And if you think the cilantro tastes very fresh, it's no accidente, amigo.